Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at the DL63 Chronograph from EMG Watches. This company is based out of Michigan as well, and price for this is $400. I will leave a link in the description to their website, so go check out their watch. Also, if you're on Instagram, you can check out their Instagram account and contact them through Instagram. They seem to be pretty responsive there. They have 3 different colorways of this watch. This one is the blue dial reverse panda. They call it the reverse panda because typically the panda dial watches would have the 2 subdials would be black and then the dial would be white. So there you go. Other colorways are, well, the white panda, which I just described, black subdials with a white dial. And then they also have one that is all black. I really like the colorway with different colors for the subdial or the dial. The panda looks pretty cool, but this one, I like this a lot too because it has the yellow second hand, the yellow chronograph hand there, which goes very well with that blue dial. This watch just looks very classy, vintage inspired to me. I really like this watch. The white ring on the outside, the case shape, the mixture of brushed and polished surfaces. So the top of the watch is brushed, and then the case side here is polished. Also, the movement on these are just wonderful. I really enjoy looking at these mechanical movements. This is the ST1901 hand winding chronograph movement. Movement, of course, is made by Seagull in China. This one here actually has an improvement. It has the swan neck regulator. That would be this guy right here. That little curved blue steel piece there. I have another watch with this movement. Well, it'll be a lower version of this movement in my HK Ed chronograph. I'll compare those in another video here. But I am a big fan of these movements. I don't know if these are super, they're not super high-end finishing and all that stuff, but to someone like me, it looks great. I've never seen a Patek Philippe or anything fancy like that. But I really appreciate the craftsmanship that goes into this. So since we're here, let me show you winding. You'll see right below this gold color gear. Below that, you'll see that gear winding as I hand wind it here. So let's go ahead and do that. So there you can see it moving under there. I may not be able to get too many winds out of this. I've already wound it up earlier today. So there's just something special about every day waking up and hand winding a watch and then putting it on your wrist. Nice little routine to get into. And you can really get a sense of the dish out on the side of this, I guess that'd be a concave shape right here on the case. So very nicely done. It is a signed crown. There we go. Yeah, you can see some of my fingerprints on there. Maybe I'll see if I can fix that with my shirt here real quick. The tachymeter scale on the perimeter of the watch, the dial here, is raised. The crystal does distort it a little bit, which kind of adds to the cool factor of this watch in my mind. So actually, let's get the chronograph going while we're here. So I'll push the top one and that will move the center second hand. It is a mechanical watch, of course, so you get the mechanical sweep. Also, the 9 o'clock subdial is your running seconds. And then the 3 o'clock subdial will be for the chronograph. So you can see 30 there, so it can count up to 30 minutes. See if we can see what it's doing on the back here. Yeah, so the gear in the center is turning now because I activated that second hand. And the one on the right is your running second hand, so that will always be turning. So pay attention to that 3 o'clock subdial, and it should take over here as we approach 12 o'clock. There we go, moved right over, right on cue actually. So that's nice. So we'll keep that running as we talk here. Water resistance is 30 meter. It's not that great, but it should be fine for everyday use. Definitely you don't want to go swimming with this, which you wouldn't with this nice leather band anyway. So dimensions, we are at 48 millimeter lug to lug. Case diameter, 42. That does not include the pushers or the crown, of course. Thickness, 13 millimeter. Maybe it's, I don't know. I don't think it's all that thick, especially considering it's a chronograph and you have that nice domed sapphire crystal there. It is sapphire. It looks like an acrylic crystal, but it is sapphire. Lug width is 20, and this strap tapers down to 20 millimeters. I'm sorry, 22 down to 20. And this is a very high quality strap. It's made in Germany. It is a German-made leather rally strap. Rally strap because it has these holes punched in here. I'm surprised it doesn't say made in Germany on here. I mean, I was expecting this to be perhaps a Chinese-made strap, but it's a nice quality strap, definitely. And the buckle size is great. It's nice and thin. It's not some big, gigantic buckle. I think overall, I mean, I really do like how this watch looks. Let me know what you guys think about the appearance of this watch. I forgot to show you the column wheel on this. This movement is a rarity, really. I mean, for the price you pay for a watch with these movements, hand winding mechanical chronograph with a column wheel, nicely decorated. And like I said, this one here does have that swan neck regulator, which they usually don't. This would be the model year 2021. Again, water resistance 30 meter. EMG DL63, and then that's the movement again, the ST1901. These, if you don't know the history of the movement, these were the Swiss movements, I believe back in the 60s, and then the Chinese bought the rights to the movement, and they have been manufacturing it ever since, and they use these in the Chinese Air Force, I believe, used this movement in their 1963 watch. So maybe they purchased the movement in the 50s, but that's kind of what I remember of the history of this movement. Okay, back on the dial here. Very nice printed scale around the perimeter. There we go. Looks like we're in better focus now. The indices are applied, and there is lume applied as well. There's the BGW9 lume. I'm not expecting it to be all that bright, seeing as how small the lume area is, or the surface area for the lume to be applied. And BGW9 is not the brightest, but again, I think it still looks good. I wouldn't want a bunch of lume on this watch anyway. All right, and they also did send over this cork strap. So let me show you that cork strap real quick. I'm going to lay it on this watch. I have been enjoying this on the leather strap. I like how the leather strap looks better than the cork strap. Sorry, I misplaced the straps for a moment there, but let's just lay it on top of here. And these are actual cork straps. These are an accessory offered by EMG watches. 22 tapering down to 18. I was a little perplexed. I was trying to figure out if these were real cork or not, and I talked to them on Instagram, and they said these are cork straps, backed with synthetic leather. So let's place this one here, and this one here. Get you an idea. Now let me know in the comments which strap you like better. I prefer it on the dark brown leather. Zoom out a little bit more here. Just put it sideways. There we go. So let me know which one you guys would prefer this on. I have never seen cork straps before. I didn't even know this was a thing. So, very cool. All right, let's get this on wrist, and then we will check out the loom. Oh, forgot to mention that crown is a 7mm crown. It's very easy to hand wind. You have to be careful with the hand winding so you not overwind it, but once you get to the full wind, the watch kind of tells you. You'll feel some resistance. Let's see if we can get there on video. I guess I did have more room to wind this. I thought I had it wound up pretty well. I think I must have, okay, there it stopped right there. I think I must have left the chronograph on. If you leave the chronograph on, it will, of course, use up the power reserve quicker. Speaking of that, let's stop the chronograph. I'll wait till it gets to about here. I'll stop it, and then you can see it snap back when you reset it, which I think is very neat. So let's stop it here. And then when I reset, pay attention to that hand. It will just snap back to the home position, just like that. The start-stop has a definite click to it. The reset, you just push it and it resets. You don't feel like a second stage there. So let's do that again. It just clicks back. So I'll show you what it looks like on the back side here, and then I will put it on wrist. So I'm going to start. So you saw this lever here move, and that engages that center second there. So when I stop, see what happens when I stop it. Start it again. Then we'll stop it, and then when I reset, that lever should move. Yep, just like that. So, very neat. Okay, let's get this on wrist, and then we'll look at the loom. It probably is a little bit large for my wrist, but you know, I don't mind it on a chronograph or a dive watch. It's definitely easier to read the watch when it's larger like this, when you have these small subdials. Really, it's not that big. 48 lug to lug, and I have 52mm wristband. So, if you have not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Like the video and leave a comment below. I have a little pointer. I don't even know where I got this from. I don't even know what dart is. But anyway, put that off to the side. And here it is next to my SKX009, which actually has the same case diameter. So if you can wear an SKX, you can wear that watch. The lugs are a little longer though. Kind of makes me want to buy a sports car and take up racing wearing this racing inspired chronograph watch. And then let me grab those straps again, just so you get an idea how this looks from far away. I don't know, you know, actually this kind of reminds me of those old racing gloves with the leather racing gloves. I think you get them in this color or maybe even that color. So anyway, there we go. I will pause the video and we can check out the loom. I guess we'll throw this one in. It's really not going to be a fair comparison, but give you a sense of the loom brightness on this watch here. All right, so of course on the left we have the EMG DL63. And on the right, my SKX009. It's actually a little bit brighter than I thought it would be by eye, but it's definitely not a dive watch lume. But hey, at least the lume is applied and you can see it for a little while here. So that will conclude today's video. As always, thank you for taking the time. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.